Hey everyone, thanks for joining me again for another video. In this video, I am talking about formatting and animating text and shapes in Keynote. So maybe I should add to that, formatting text and shapes in Keynote. So let's start with text. So I highlight the text, come over here to format, and again, this first section in format style is for really filling the space behind the text, the box. And again, to fill, you can fill the color. You can do one solid color fill, or you can do a gradient, which means you blend from one color to another. If we just take a quick look at that. So here's the first color, here's the second color. So I'm going from a light blue. Let's make it even dramatic. Let's go from a light blue to a red, so you can see the blend there. The angle is what angle you would like the blend to start from. So as you can see right now, it's in the corner is the red to the blue, and you can just change the angle of how it's blending, which is pretty cool. If you just click the arrows here, right, it'll go from one to the other, where it just switches these two the other way around. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm actually going to do no fill. And the other option is putting a border on it, so you could do a line, and then you can change the color of the line, or you can do a picture frame. And you can decide how to scale that picture frame. You have a couple different options for what type of picture frame you would like to use, and you could add even a shadow effect on that picture frame. Right? Or you could put a reflection, or put a reflection. And this line here on the reflection is for how big and strong you want the reflection to be. The opacity of the reflection is how see-through that reflection is. So I can make a big reflection, but it's pretty opaque, which means that if I were to take this box and send it to the back, this shadow, now this reflection underneath, you can see, you can kind of see through the words to the blue box here, which gives it an interesting look, an interesting effect depending on what else is happening in the picture. The text options, we talked about those. You can change the font, change the bold or the alignment, right, from left to center. These options, or you can bump it over. This would be like equivalent to tab, indent. These boxes are for how you want to situate itself in the box. This is all the way at the top. This is all the way at the bottom. And the one in the middle is for it to be centered in the middle as well. The spacing here is a little tricky to use. Right now it's in single, but if you hit the drop down, which is already open, you have it by lines. And this is one way to adjust the spacing. You can also do it exactly, to where you can choose exactly how many pixels the texts are apart from each other. This is definitely one to use where you're really trying to get your text on the screen in a very specific way. And of course you can do before and after paragraph spacing after text as well. Animating text, like all object functions with animations, you can animate the big built-in, which is how this text shows up on the screen. So this is the one I'm using all day. I like it to pop on the screen. But you can decide, do I want it to happen as a whole object, or do I want it to happen by word, right? So let's look at a preview of that. You see each word pop on the screen by itself, which is kind of cool. Gives a definitely more custom look, but it's more dramatic, and you may not want that dramatic effect. You can do forward or backwards. Backwards is, the forwards is it populated it in this order, backwards is going to populate it the other order. Okay, from the word Keynote to the word formatting. Order is what order you want this animation to happen in. So if you have multiple animations, you may want to change the order here, or you can come change it in the build order. So for example, if I animate this shape that I put a word in, and I put pop right here, and now I have that pop, and then I want this to pop by character, so you'll see each character in each character pops by itself. I want to say forward. And actually, I don't read that. It's asking me, because I had it highlighted, it was asking me my delivery method. So I'll change that as well. And so if I hit my preview, you can see it pop on the screen. Now I have to be concerned about my build order. So this is number 2. So if I look at my build order and I highlight this, that's 1, and this is 2. The other options in the animation is, this is 1, this happens on click. So when I click my mouse or I click my remote control on the presentation, it'll pop up. You can change this to after transition, which is automatic transition, to happen as soon as you transition the slide. As soon as that transition is done, then this transition or this animation will begin to happen. Same with my second animation. I can choose to animate it with this first build, so with build 1, so they'll happen at the same time, or I can do it after, and these are automatic. And the thing I like about these, I tend to do with build 1 and decide if I want it after, decide how long of a delay I want it. Because if you do after, the delay I think is like 1 second or 1.5 seconds, and sometimes that's just too long. So I may only want it to happen half a second after. So if we look at the preview, of the slide, if I play it, you can see how it automatically pops on the screen, which is just a cool little effect. So that's animating both of these objects. And they work pretty much the same as far as formatting a text box or a shape. So here's the shape. If I go to format it, as you can see, it's the same options as I discussed when I talked about animating a shape in Keynote. You can say the reflection, the opacity, text options are pretty much the same. And even the animation options are the same as the text box. If you have any questions, let me know if there's anything I didn't cover. You guys know where I'm at. I do have a new desk, so you're more than likely, if you need to come over, just feel free to do so. Thank you for joining me, and I'll look for you in my next video. Take care, and bye-bye.